Alright, so spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't know, the R99 in Season 7 is now floor loot again. It's no longer care package, it's no longer supply drop only. It's now floor loot. You can pick it up and start your game with it. But the only question is, in Season 7, is it as good as it has been after coming back from being floor loot? Now it's got the Vault to compete with. The R99 has pretty much reigned king, reigned supreme, pretty much all guns, but let alone submachine guns in the game. Since probably Season 1, since the drop of the game, it's been the #1 gun, I'd say. But is it better than the Volt? The Prowler's on the supply drop now, so we're taking that one out of the conversation, of course. But the Volt versus the R99, we're going to discuss that. We're going to go over statistics, range, damage fall off. We'll talk a little bit about how accessible is it. If it's accessible, but is it ammo and attachments easily accessible as well? And we'll also dive in a little bit. Do you want to keep this gun the full game, the R99 or the Volt? Which one do you want more? Like, do I want it for the end game, or am I going to pick it up right away and just drop it right after I land because I want to get something better because different guns in the game? So let's hop into training. We'll start discussing with the stats, and we'll go into some end game scenarios. Alright, so pretty much we just loaded into training. Firing range is probably the easiest place to test these out. Honestly, it's way easier than testing them end game if you want to use them first. We'll probably make our way straight over to the R99. All the way over here, and let's pick up some ammo because we're going to need a lot. It's fine. Nope, not it. There we go. Pick up more ammo. Let's go to the Vault as well. Where's the Vault? All the way down here. Here we'll be testing kind of range fall. Oh, there it is. Range fall off, damage. Which one's better at all of that? Handling, recoil. Pick that up for more ammo. Let's see what we got. Boom, got enough there. So right off the bat, we'll go over bare minimum. No attachments, no nothing. The only reason I picked up the backpack is so I can carry more ammo, of course. So, R99, 19 rounds of mag, full. I'm sorry, Vault is 19 rounds, R99 is 20. So right then there off the bat, not a big mag difference. Yes, every bullet counts. One round can make the difference in a fight, I get that. But it's nothing drastic, nothing major. We'll start damage. To do this, I'm going to come right here. Let's just tap it. See headshot damage. 24. As you can see, only one round. I'm down to 18 rounds. 24 headshot with the Vault. Let's try a body. 16, 16, 13, 13. So between 16 to 13. Let's try this again. Yeah, 16 seems upper chest. Any smaller limbs, looks like it's going to be a solid 13. Not too bad for a submachine gun. Definitely melts. Definitely melts still. Let's try the R99. Let's see which one has better stats for this. Alright, so we're going to start headshot damage again. 17. 17. 17. Let's try chest. Whoops. 11. 11. 11. Does it go higher than 11? 9. Okay. So R99 is 11 chest. And looks like 9. 9 for the legs. 9 for the body. 11 body. About 17 head. And 9 legs. If I remember correctly, the Vault was more. Vault's 24 head. 16 body. And 13 legs. So right off the bat, I would say, no, I get that was close range. No one's moving, no one's fighting, anything like that. We're just doing it straight for stats this round. But for me, would I rather have that one extra round or that extra damage from the Vault right now? If you want my opinion, I would rather have the extra damage from the Vault. It's pretty significant to go from 24 headshot to 17. That's not just 1 or 2, 3 damage. That's pretty substantial for a gun. Especially in a fight. And this is no attachments at all for either of them. And especially 16 body to 11. That's pretty major. Like, body shots are probably one of the most consistent things people hit, unless they're a pro or unless they play the game a lot and they're pretty decent with headshots. Even then, it's a substantial jump between damage, between 24 and 17, or whichever the R99 was. So I'd say initial damage from close range, I'm giving that to the Vault. I'm giving that to the Vault. It has to be. It's definitely more damage. Let's check recoil. Now, this is no attachments at all for either of the guns. We're just testing them out. All right, so recoil will start at its foot. Pretty standard pattern. Looks like straight up. I'd be shocked if the R99 was any different. We'll start at the foot. R99 seems to slightly stay on target more. Let's try it again. Okay, no. I'd say they're about the same on recoil. Just straight up. I have to use the gun a couple times to get used to the recoil. You can kind of suppress it, keep it up top wherever you want it to go. So say recoil is not a big difference between either of them. I'd say they probably tie on that. Now damage fall off. When does the damage start to fall off for range? Is it significant? So we'll be testing it on one of these. So I'll back up all the way. Let's see here. Well, when we're close, let's get it close first. 11, so it's 11. Let's back up. Alright, it's still 11. Go a little bit further, let's climb up on here. That's actually pretty decent range for an SMG to keep no damage fall off. Still 11. Okay, so maybe the damage fall off is pretty significantly far. It's still 11. So maybe there really isn't much unless you're, I guess, from what they would call assault rifle range. But if it's still 11 from here, then that's pretty good. It's still 11, which is pretty impressive for a submachine gun. It didn't have any damage fall off. Now, shooting a target from that far with a submachine gun is going to be harder than within the AR, of course. So that's probably why. Let's test the vault. 16 still? Alright. I'm just going to go straight all the way back to where we did the R99. And if it's the same, we'll keep them the same for the damage fall off. Let's see. Still 16. Okay. So they both have a pretty substantial damage fall off range to begin with. As we can see, I went pretty far back. Now it is different in game when you're playing with other people are running. Maybe you're a lot further away. Maybe I can try going up top here and see if it's different. I'll try and climb up the rope real quick and we'll see. And that'll be the last one for damage fall off. But then after that, that'll probably be it for statistic wise. Mag size goes to the R99, of course. It has, what is it, one more? It has one more round in it. Let's test this real quick. Still 11, yeah. I don't think it's going to really... Still at 16, though. That 11 to 16 difference is pretty big. At least in my opinion. Oh, gosh. Alright, let's test the last one. 16. Reload. Yeah, same. Okay. So damage fall off is pretty minimal, I'd say. We went all around the training area. We didn't see really any damage fall off. Could that be mitigated in the training area to where they don't have damage fall off? Maybe. I doubt it. It doesn't really make sense. But I know in game sometimes there might be damage fall off. But from what I can tell in training, they're both equal on that. What I say stats wise would win right now, I'm going to have to give it to the Volt. Mainly because it's one round shorter. Yes, every round does count in a fight. But its damage of 16 to the body as opposed to 11 is a pretty big difference. And its headshot damage of 24 as opposed to, well, 17 is another major difference. It's almost 10 damage points difference, which is pretty insane if you actually think about it in a fight. That means if you and someone with an R99 are in a fight and you land all headshots, you are dying with the Volt if they have the Volt first. That's really what it means. 17, 24. You're going to die first. If they land all body shots, you're going to die first. If you both hit consistently full body shots the whole time. Therefore, the first round's going to the Volt. It has to be. We'll hop over into some gameplay and we'll actually discuss floor loot. How accessible is it and which one wins this? Alright, so now on to in-game scenarios. How useful are they in-game? Are they accessible? Can you find them? Attachments for them? Is ammo readily accessible for them? Do you want to keep it the full game? Is this a good quick start, land, pick this gun up, and shred everybody's gun? Or is this something you want to keep till the end of the game? Or you want to pick up maybe mid-game or in-game and keep it from then on? So we'll discuss that. So, landing. Right off the bat. If I find an R99 or a Volt, I'm golden. That's probably honestly one of the best guns you can pick up off lane. It's usually, it shreds, it melts. We went over the stats earlier. It's a good gun to pick up off lane, especially if people don't have shields. You're just gonna knock them down. It's simple as that. Now, attachments for them. They both have pretty similar attachments. Stabilizers, extended mags, stuff like that.
That was nowhere close.
Again, we talked about how the R99 does have a bigger magazine size than the Volt, so with extended mags later on, that does come into play. It is nicer to have an extra maybe 1 or 2 bullets maybe 3 or whatever, depending on the mag size you guys have. So the Vault will always lack in that category. But ammo. So this is where I find a big problem. Now maybe this is just me. I've played a few hours already, excessively on the new season of Apex. But I have harder time finding Vault ammo than I do finding light ammo. Light ammo is everywhere for alternators. The R301, the R99, it's everywhere. I can land and I can almost guarantee to find light ammo. For the P2020, RE45, there's just so many different guns that use light ammo, therefore it's more accessible. I can find it on chest, I can find it on floor. 90% of bodies I kill will probably have some type of light ammo with them, whether honestly they're even using it or not. It's so much easier. Now the Volt, on the other hand, for the ammo, for finding, I don't know. It's more difficult for me. Maybe it's the places I land. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is more. Maybe it's more hidden. Not really more hidden, but because it has less choices of weapons variety. What does it have? The Devotion, the Havoc, the L-Star, and the Volt. I believe that's it. That's less than the light ammo category has. So therefore, the ammo in that case is logically it's less available. It's not really available. Every time I pick up the Volt, not every time, but majority of the time I'll pick it up. And I will have a trouble of keeping it till the end game because of the ammo state. Now, if I find ammo for the Volt and there's a plethora of it lying around, then I'll keep it for the whole game. It's great. It shreds. Beginning, middle, and it's great. But if I don't find ammo, I'm going to have to leave it. And I will probably pick up an R99 or some other gun to replace it. Because then, therefore, there's excess ammo for it. I don't want to get into a fight. Only have maybe 60 rounds for it. And bank on those 60 rounds. And who knows, maybe another team comes in and I'm dead. Because maybe the other team isn't running the Havoc or the Volt, and Devotion hasn't been run that much recently either, so they probably won't have that much energy ammo. Or if they do, it's probably conserved for them as well, because they need it for their guns, so they probably don't have that much to begin with. With the R99, I can bank on, when I pick it up, there's going to be ammo for it. When I knock someone and kill them, there's probably going to be ammo for it, because they are probably using a light gun, because so many of the weapons are light guns. They do take light ammo for their weapons. So I can always bank on that. If I get third party, if I start a fight, 60 rounds, I knock them down, another team tries to rush us, I can loot one of those bodies pretty quickly and probably guarantee refill my ammo and be ready for the fight. Probably even get a light mag. Not only is the attachments, other than the stabilizers, I would say, for the Volt, hard to find. But I have trouble finding extended mags for energy weapons. Now, again, maybe this is just me, but from the rounds I played, I found that problem. I can always pretty much land my teammates, oh, ping, light mag here, a light mag level 2 here, this and that. But maybe there's an energy mag level 1 for it, but that's pretty much it. I'll have to loot later on in the game, and then I can find stuff. So I'm going to say accessibility. I want to give this to, the, what's it called? I'm going to give it to the R99. It seems more accessible in the fact that I can go and grab more ammo from it. I can go and find easier attachments for it other than the stabilizer. It's better overall in that category for me. Now, take that whole scenario out of the situation, and we're saying if we can find it, ammo for the whole time, for the whole game, where do I want this weapon? So, in my opinion, do I want to keep both of them end game, middle game, long game? If not, if I don't want it off drop, where do I want it? When do I want to start picking this weapon up? Is it like a sniper? So I want it maybe beginning of the game. Once the circle starts to close, do I want to swap it out for something else? I'd say both of these are good full game. The whole game. There's not really a downside to them. If you have another weapon, I can run a sniper, and then I can run a submachine gun. And as we saw earlier in the training video, it has pretty decent range to it. There's nothing major, no big fall off, at least in the training area, of course. So they're pretty good. They have decent range. Up close, they melt. They shred. Like, they just destroy. You rush up on a team, give them a quick little burst. Especially the Volt, 24 to the head, just kind of annihilates shield, as well as normal health as well. So I say beginning game, both of them are solid pick. Off drop, pick them both up. You're most likely to get kills and win most gunfights in that scenario. Mid game, it depends on your mid game. If you're not running into other teams, it's not that big of a deal. If you're in a bunch of long range fights, depending on what your secondary weapon is, you probably will run into a little bit of trouble. You can tag them, dink them, take a little bit of shield off. They're probably just going to heal up with a shield, so probably nothing major. Once you get to that, I'd say closer mid range to long range, or I'm sorry, to short range. That's when these two guns really start to shine. That's when you really feel them. Even the R301, the R301's solid, perfect stability gun in the game. But I would take an R99 and those kind of mid to short range scenarios just because they destroy that close. If you're on an assault rifle or a sniper with one of these, you're pretty much golden most of the game. Or a Spitfire even. It's just you're on different types of ammo, and you can just plow through people with it.
There's a care package.
Endgame, both of them, fantastic endgame. I'd say pretty much equally as good as the start of the game. Most endgames are probably in some type of house, or even if they're not, they're in some type of open land. Is my thing. But the circle's so small, you get the max damage from both of them. And the full efficiency of using a submachine gun up at close range at the end circles, because no matter what everyone else is using, if they're using an assault rifle earlier, if they're using snipers, it's not as effective now in the final 1 to 2 zones, I guess you could say. But which one is better? So this really comes down to your playstyle, your preference, what you honestly think, or what you want to go with. In my opinion, if I can get the Volt, I want the Volt. In my opinion, the Volt is better. That's again because of the damage. The damage is the big part. 24 to the head as opposed to what? I think it was 17. That's massive. 11 damage to the body as opposed to I think it was 16. Again, that's a pretty significant difference. The Volt is so much better. Its lowest selling point is the ammo. If you land and there's tons of energy ammo all around, pick the Volt up. You're not going to regret it. It's going to help you. It's going to do great throughout the whole game. Throw a couple attachments on it, a couple sides. The damage fall off isn't that far. So you can use it for a pretty decent distance, in my opinion. The R99 is still a solid gun. It's still a solid gun. Don't get me wrong. I like it. I enjoy it. It still melts. It still shreds. You'll probably get destroyed by it in any game you play. I just don't think it's as good as the Volt right now, which is shocking. It's surprising because the Volt has been, or the R99 has been, and probably will consistently remain top 3, top 1 gun throughout Apex. It's just so good in that scenario. But the Volt, I think, is better damage. If you can find ammo for it, then it's easily better. If the ammo was as accessible as the R99, then I'd say it's probably no contest that the Volt is better. The only problem is finding ammo for this gun. That sucks. Now, again, maybe that's just me with the games I play. But let me know. In the comments below, are you like, Antics, you're insane, like, you're bizarre. You really think the Volt is better than the R99? I do, but let me know what you think. If you think the R99 is better, give me points. Tell me down below. Like, let me know why I'm wrong. I'm curious what other people think and why they're using different guns in Season 7. If you want me to do other guns in this type of scenario, like the EVA 8 versus the Mastiff, what do you guys think about that? The Peacekeeper is still coming from the supply drop right now, I believe, so we'd probably keep that one out. But if you guys want other stuff like that, let me know down below and we can talk about it. I can do Devotion, I can do the Spitfire, stuff like that. So let me know. Apex Season 7, you enjoying it or not? Drop a like, drop something, help me out here, guys. We'll see you next time.